Ryan Little.
Japan.
Hi guys, so almost a year or more than a year ago, Notion was an application that was very new to this productivity space. Everybody was talking about their first experiences, how it's helping them, etc. etc. I also made a video on my first experience while using Notion last year. So if you're interested in watching it, I will link it in the description. And if you don't know what Notion is a very famous productivity app that's actually like a virtual journal that you can customize the way you want. To know more, you can go in the description. You can watch the official Notion video. I mean, they have a lot of videos on their channel. You can go and refer that. And you can also watch my video, by the way. So it's almost been a year and I'm still using this application. That's quite a shock because any application I'm really excited about, I just stop using it after a while. I don't know, the hype in my mind just passes away. I'm like, leave it, I don't want to use it. But Notion is actually quite a nice application. It has really helped me in my past 2 semesters of college. I mean, it might feel like this video is sponsored, but this actually isn't, because Notion does not sponsor videos of YouTubers who don't have 50,000 subscribers and above. So this all is coming from my heart and from my personal experience. So through this video, I'm going to be showing you guys my latest Notion workspace and how you can make your workspace more effective, and which also helps you in increasing your productivity. I'll have timestamps in the description for all the topics that I will be talking about. So if you want to go to any particular one, you can navigate yourself through. And yeah, without further wait, let's just get started. Now, if you're somebody who's actually very new to this application, there are some things I want you guys to consider before starting off. First of all, remember that this is just an application. This will not suddenly make you productive, because when you have journals, you have a responsibility to maintain it. So like that, you also have to maintain your Notion to use it to its fullest. And if you're just using it as a, a kind of a chill journal, like just writing down things, what you like, what you dislike, then maybe you can just update it whenever you feel like. But if it's something that you're using regularly, like making your to-do list or writing your due dates and everything, then I think you'll have to update it regularly. So it's very important you know that it's just an application and it's you who's going to make the most of it. And secondly, one should not be very intimidated by all these videos online of very aesthetic templates and everything. I feel there's nothing wrong in doing that. Frankly speaking, I think that's just so wonderful how people are so talented and smart to do that. But what I saw was that previously this year I tried to, get my Notion set up very aesthetic and everything, and it took so much time that if I would have invested that time in doing something else, it would have been much better. Now, this is just my opinion because I don't use Notion as my personal journal. I just use it as something that I can keep track for my stuff. So yeah, I think this was something that I felt was important before you start using Notion yourself. And I'm going to be showing you guys now my setup, which is a very updated one. I don't think there's a lot of difference, but it is quite smaller now and it's actually quite easier for me to navigate. So let me show you guys what my workspace is. So now I'm going to be showing you guys what my setup actually looks like. I'll be looking towards my right because I have my laptop here. This laptop. Yeah. First of all, if you look at my dashboard, you would see there are very less pages. Well, that's because I realized that by the end of my last semester, I had so many pages that it was so hard to navigate through. One thing I thought that whenever I revamp my setup, I'll just keep it very minimal, because that way it will be easier for me to understand what I'm actually trying to do. So how I use my Notion is it's generally for my university work and generally for my YouTube channel. And some things I have in the miscellaneous that's personal. Other than that, there's nothing really that is very journalish. So I have a weekly to-do list. This is the first page that I have. So generally, because I have this app on my phone, so generally I update this to-do list always. And if you see the to-do list logo, you would see it is the blue butterfly. If you have seen the K-drama Nevertheless, the blue butterfly symbol was quite famous. So that's why I just kept this blue I really didn't like the drama at all, but it was okay, fine. I liked the concept, so yeah. So I have this quote: "You don't need extravagance to live a meaningful life. Less is more." I don't know why I had this on one of my Notion page, so I just kept it here. I like having quotes here and there. It just makes me happy when I see it. So currently we are in the second week of September, and I have this to-do list that is going on for this week. I generally keep it very simple. Once the week is over, I erase everything and then I start off with week 3. So this has been working quite well since June. I don't know how long this will happen though. First, like what I used to do is I didn't used to remove my to-do list. I just used to keep on adding, and that used to be very weird. So there's nothing much on this page. This page just keeps on updating. Then I have an exercise routine page. Well, frankly speaking, there isn't anything great because I don't really exercise a lot. I don't go to the gym. But one of the templates had this. So I thought that maybe if I just keep a track of what I'm doing, whether I'm walking or I'm running or whatever I am doing, maybe I could just keep a track of it. As you see, there's a quote above: "Work on you, for you." Yeah, it does not really inspire me to do anything big, but it just looks nice. So I have this table of habit tracker. I generally walk, run, or do some exercise or play table tennis. I've recently started playing. I'm not that great though. So I just keep a track of what things I do generally, and then I tick mark. And then every week I start a new table. So yeah, it just updates itself. If you have any other recommendations for my exercise page, do tell me, because I think this still quite works for me. Now the next page, which I use all the time, is my university page. So previously what I did was I had a separate page on my dashboard for my every main subject. But later I realized that having one main page and having subdivisions is much better than having separate pages all the time. So I made a university page, and I have my main things over here. My AD, my architecture design subject, for SEM 5 year 3, all the things I have inside this. In other subjects I have the other things, and then I have a timetable, and then I have a personal page that I can't show right now. So I'll show you my AD SEM 5 page. Like this even you can do if you have a very main subject to study, something that takes up the maximum amount of your time. Maybe you can give it a separate page under your university tab, or you can do it any way you like. So for this page, I have actually subdivided it. So I have a related projects, data links, images, topics, write-ups, and an untitled page. So it's basically like if I have a very random idea, I just write it in this untitled page. So it's like generally if I have a very random idea, I just write it in this untitled page and I show it to my prof. Because I keep all my data in this page itself, so I just show this one only. So I have a related projects page. There isn't anything great about it. It's just all the related projects that I found out. Yeah, that's all. And then I have a data links page. I have some images that I want to use in my project, or some images that I'm using as reference. All these logos these are like quite just something I'm using anyways. Just to make it a little fun. So these are some reference page images that I'm using. It's better to have everything in one place. So it's generally like if I have some idea and I'm trying to say and it's a little hard to explain, I just open this Notion page and I just show all the images. And then I have write-up, topics, and an untitled page. So that's quite it. And then another page, I have like another subjects one. So what happens is that in other subjects, I generally have like written submissions or something. So I just keep it like this. I've also kept like some gifts as my covers. I mean, you can do this. You can download gifts from Pinterest and you can make it your cover. It makes it really interesting. I mean, I found this online. I was so fascinated. I was finding everywhere how to put gifts on Notion. And then I found it. That's quite fun. So this is like my landscape list, and then I have an ABCM, these are all my subjects. And then I have a WD, and then I have TOS, and then I'm going to have some more subjects that I have had submissions recently, but I haven't updated it, so I'll update it. So this page is generally for all the other subjects. And then I have my timetable page. So generally what happens is my timetable gets updated and then I don't remember my timetable. So what I've done is that I've linked my timetable here. So it's going to be here and I just have to click and I have to check my timetable. So yeah. Now the next page is my YouTube page. Now unfortunately I can't show you what's there inside, but all I can say is that I have changed nothing in this. The page looks almost the same and it's quite messy. It has a lot of ideas, some things that are relatable, some things that are not relatable, just everything. Now the reason is that sometimes where there is a lot of clutter, a lot of mess, you find a lot of ideas over there. So I generally don't do anything on this page. I just keep it the way it is and I just keep on putting in stuff. I think that's how it works for me, but in all other ways, like in all other subjects, I keep it quite systematic according to me. Yeah. I mean, you can try it. If there's something that is really creative in your life, maybe you can just keep it messy and you'll see you'll have a lot of ideas every time you read something. So the next is my miscellaneous page. Now this page is where I have a lot of things. Some of them I've just added it from my previous setup, and some of the things that I have added. So first of all, I have a just remember page. If you guys remember, then I had this page last time also. It's just a compilation of a lot of things that make me happy, a lot of lines, some pictures, but it's not quite updated. Like, yeah. Actually, I keep a lot of YouTube screenshots also. Like, some comments are really interesting, so I always keep them on my Notion. It's quite interesting to read them all the time. So this one is actually one of my most favorite ones. This is related to design. This architect and designer Oki Sato from Japan, and he has like a lot of English interviews online. You can go and check it out. And there was a particular interview, he talked a lot of things about his design philosophy and everything. So this was just a compilation of what he said. Somebody had done it in the comments. It was quite interesting. Yeah. So I just kept it in remember one. And then I have random. I have this. I don't know why I have this, but I just have this. Again, because I watch a lot of K-dramas, sometimes I really like the dialogues that they say, so I just keep the screenshots sometimes. Yeah, that's all. I think these things are also important because it just keeps you happy. Then I have a mood board. Unfortunately, I can't really show you my mood board, but I have two subdivisions in that, what I want and design. So I'll show you my design one. I don't think there's anything in there right now because I just divided it like 3-4 days ago. So I think I'll add more. Anything related to interior design or something, I guess I'll add it. So if I ever need it for future reference, maybe I can use it. And then finally, I have list of books and wish lists. So in list of books, I have made a list of books that I'm currently reading. That's Think Like a Monk, what am I saying? Think Like a Monk, Sputnik Sweetheart, and Work Hard and Be Nice to People. So I'm reading 3 books currently. I'm quite slow right now, so that's why I didn't update the list. And then I have a wish list page, just so I don't forget what I want next time someone asks me कि बेटा तुमको क्या चाहिए? So I'll be like, just a minute, I'll open my page. I'm like, हाँ मुझे ये चाहिए. Yeah. And that's actually what all my Notion pages look like, and this is my Notion setup 2021. Now that I just showed you guys what my updated Notion setup looks like, I'm going to give you guys my final 2 tips if you are starting off new or you want to change your Notion setup. First of all, identify why you're using Notion. That's very important. I didn't do that until very recently, and that's how it helped me to update my setup. I think you should clearly know that is it like you're using it as a note-taking app, or you're using it as a to-do list kind of an app, or you're using it as a mood board thing? What is the reason? Considering the application is so diverse, it can sometimes confuse you so as to how you should use it. So if you know what is your primary reason, then I think it just makes very easy for you to navigate through the application. And my second thing would be to not confuse yourself a lot. I think when we just try to make a particular application do everything for what you want, it turns out to be very confusing. You don't understand what should I do here, what should I do here. I just feel it made me very confused until this June, and then I updated it, so then my setup became a little more easier for me to understand and not get very influenced by others. So if you have taken like a template from Reddit or from YouTube and the template has certain things that you don't want to have, then delete it. You don't need to keep that. It just brings in more digital clutter, and I feel like digital minimalism is something that a lot of people are taking up these days, and it can start off by through your own virtual journal, I guess. And also because I use another diary, I feel like in my case, what I don't write on Notion, I just write it in this diary, so it just becomes very easier for me to work. And yeah, this was a very short and simple video of my Notion setup. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you guys were able to take something from this video. If you haven't used this application, I recommend you guys. Actually, it's quite a nice one. You should definitely check it out. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Till then, please be safe, and I hope you all stay healthy. Bye bye.